Hey everybody, hope all is well. I hope everyone had a relaxing, safe weekend. And I wanted to do this video. I have like a list here to get to, and it's like, oh my gosh. So I thought, okay, let's go ahead and do it. Just kind of seeing some things over the weekend. Um, Dating. I'm gonna do two videos this morning, which is pretty much like, we're having a conversation about serious issues. And this one here is about dating and advice, particularly to the black women. I look in the BC, and even just, hearing the information, things being told things myself, it's like when you look at dating in the BC, I'm going to be honest with you, it's not very comforting because, it's like a disappointment. And it's sometimes maybe things aren't said directly, they're said like indirectly. Oh, well, it's a black man. Well, what can you expect? I'm going to go ahead and stop the music because guess what? We got to expect more. I've heard that. Well, you know how that is with men, and it's like, you're like, okay, from the older generations, things have to change. And everybody has a different perspective. I'm not saying that one group, one culture is doing everything right and everything wrong. That is not the case. My point is, like when I say leave Blackistan, it is the thinking process. It is the culture. It is a norm of how we're operating, okay? Of how we're moving with regard to some things. The men being coddled, the women basically you're thrown out there on your own, sink or swim, and we doing the backstroke. We don't have a choice. There's no parachute. So, the people, I'm not going to call any names out because this conversation happened. Hell, that's where I got it from. So, let me kind of give you some background information. Of course, I'm going to call the lady Becky. I'm not going to use your real name, Sherry. I'm going to call. I just did. I know I'm being facetious. I'm being messy. Messy boots. So, she had been married twice, and Caucasian female, of course. She'd been married twice to two white males, and these two guys, it was like Boo and Cooter. Oh, she likes Boo and Cooter. She liked the redneck style. She likes under the floorboards Billy. Trailer Park Charlie. That's the kind of man. Yeah, but and they of course were not productive. It wasn't going well for her. But she gravitates to the bad boy. That kind of, the bottom of the barrel bad boy. Lint pockets, little Larry. So that wasn't turning out for her. She found herself having to work hard. She didn't have a dream job. She wasn't a businesswoman. She, just regular jobs. But she found herself having to work hard, doing the struggle love with Trailer Park Charlie. Yep, she liked that dust. So after doing this twice and being married to these two characters, here she was with two children. And now it's like, okay, mom, what do I do? Because when you're dealing with, floorboards, under the floorboards, Billy or Trailer Park Charlie, yeah, that child support check, good luck with it. Again, dust. So, against her mother's advice, she's going to do what she want to do. Now we're having to come to mama meeting. And her mother's set her down. And I got to give her a little props because this one has, knowing her, she got game. Oh, she got a lot of game. She really is. So I'll give her that. And the mother herself was also divorced. So, and she had remarried. But the second time around, she married a man of means. Oh, yes, indeed. And I will say this, a lot of people don't like to listen. That's your biggest mistake right there. Not listening. That's your biggest mistake. Don't want to listen. Especially in the BC, we don't want to listen to each other. Let me tell you something. I've listened to other people. I've listened to this woman and things that she said in particular. I'm going to see if it's true. And even financially, I've listened, made certain moves. Huh. I listened to her. I see. Shalom. Shalom didn't get it wrong. All right, she got it right. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Shalom, Mama Shalom didn't get it wrong. She got it right. Appreciate you. So sometimes we just need to listen. So at this point here, the daughter, after being, boo and cooter broke, she's now a single mother getting a little, I guess, something for the two kids, and she's now working on her job. They were able to, I guess, help her get another job. Okay, call in some friends. So she's working there and she's checked the trick and she's struggling, okay? Dealing with dust. Talking to her mom, yeah, mom, I got the job and all that, but you got two kids, and those guys are not like any top earners. They're just the dust buckets, and money was tight. Her mother didn't say, well, try it again. Well, that's how it is. That's how it is. Money's tight. You just got to go ahead and try to get a second job. Well, that's life. I'll give you a couple of dollars and you're going to still be struggling. No, 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 no. Now, this, what I'm about to say, um, you know, it may not be ethical, what have you, but, Mama got game. I gotta give her that. You got game. Not gonna call her name out. So, um, Sherry, Sherry, she worked in an office, and I'm just gonna say it's a sales office, okay? Sales office. But Sherry, she worked in HR, the HR department, and with payroll and what have you. So she's like having a little meltdown and what she gonna do. Need to talk to mom. Look, blah, 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 blah. Guess what her mother told her? Her mama said, what I'd advise you to do, and this is years ago. She said, what I would advise you to do, since you work in payroll, um, go through those files. And you handle payroll, go through the files and find the highest earner that is single. Man. Find a single man that makes the most money in that company and go after him. Hmm. Find a single man in that company that makes the most money and go after him. Sharing, as I understand, went through those files and she found that man. So I'm being told. Okay. Uh oh, by the way, the guy's like worth a couple $1,000,000. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. Found out I know now they are. Beach house, beautiful beach house. I've seen it, been to it. Beautiful beach house. Then they have their own home. They got a couple of homes. Not the most attractive man. Who gives a darn? Sherry has the children. Guess what? They got married. Yeah. So for all only men that are hot about marrying somebody with some kids, it's the low performing broke men because they can but force take care of themselves. So that's why they're already on broke men's language. But yeah, she got married. This will be marriage number 3. Got married. Got married. Lives in a mansion. The beach house alone, they were renting that out, let's say 10 years ago. They were renting that beach house out around about $1,300 or so a month. And this doctor was renting it out for his son. Yeah, so look, that was 10 years ago. hmm She didn't say except brokenness. Go back to Billy Bob's. Go back down that honky tonk. Try to find you another one. Maybe he won't be quick with those hands. Both y'all can get you a second job. She didn't say all that. That was her advice to her daughter. Uh, when it comes to donations, and she only has a high school diploma, by the way. So all these, only these black men want to come with to the black women with all they gotta have and all that. Be real. Though when they come with a 50-50 bull crap, oh, you gotta go ahead and have your degree in the business and all your net worth. Please. Ladies, don't fall for the bull crap. When you hear 50-50, tell them, man, how about this here? Want to talk about 50-50? How about you take 50-50 of these stretch marks on your body? How about you take that? So the man didn't come with all that. A man of means. They're worth millions of dollars. Who else you think writing donation checks 25,000 every year to some cause? You think middle class can do that? Are you really serious? Are you on a regular annually? You think middle class people do that? Psych, they don't. Can't afford it. Hell, I can't. Rich people. That's the dating advice that her mother gave her. Mm-hmm. The dating advice. Find that kind of man. So, my point in telling you this is we're always told, there's always an exception when a man can hold his part up. Black women got to always come in working. Of course, she quit that job, it was no longer needed. But you got to always come in working. It's time to shift the tide. So that's White Mama's dating advice. Code. Find somebody that has something to offer you. And her daughter had 2 kids. So my point is, these are people I know. If this is just one, is telling her daughter that, what the hell you think Beck and all of them going after these, dealing with these old non-intelligent football players, basketball players, all these sports figures that are dipped in brown? Why? They know for them, if it's dipped in brown, they know how it's going down. Just pop up one of their daughters and stick them on one of them. Boom, it's done. Again, this is something totally separate. This man does not work in anything sports oriented. He does not. I'm not gonna say what the industry is, but it's not anything sports oriented. Okay, just white collar. He's that kind of guy. So if she's telling her daughter this here, and by the way, let's see, given the ages, this was like how old is Sharon? Okay, so this was well over maybe like well over 20 years ago. Yeah. This is well over maybe like 20, maybe 22 years ago. It's in that range. So this wasn't last week. This is more like over 20 years ago. So guess what? What were black women been told by their parents, by their moms? My point is, this was over 20 years ago. They've already finessed the game. I'm going to do another video, and I've got the book here. I don't mean to say this insulting, and I am not trying to um I'm not trying to insult the group, but I tell you one thing, they've been had this on lock. I was reading a book and it made it clear that it was known over 100 years ago, basically, that when black people had money, any black person that had money, that they would need to have a white person involved in it to control the money. This book, I'm like, what? So I've got the book. I am literally looking at it, but I'll do the video on it. I want you to see for yourselves, ladies. And these fools think they stunned because they got Barbie on the arm and Bambi. Really? Anybody but another black want to get some money. Dude, they been peeped you. They peeped this shit over 100 years ago. It's in the book. When a black person gets some money, you get a white person in charge. So back then it was the white man. I was like, wow. And now it's just the white woman. hmm When a black person, I was like, wow. And this was, so they were talking about this of 100 years ago. We're 100 years late. You wonder why they're a lot years ahead. Thinking process. And the new, I know a lot of the little dusties, especially one that's sports in these sports figures that are these athletes. You think you're really doing something, son? They already peeped you. They peeped you, your granddaddy, the one before him. This has. I mean, I couldn't believe when I read it. I could not believe when I read it. They've been had the playbook at hand. So this funneling of wealth, when a black man gets some money, he funnels wealth to any community but his own. Is nothing new. I was like, wow, what year was this? They said it was customary. Put a white person in charge. So you think it's something special when they're bringing their daughter up to you? Why aren't they bringing their daughters to you in the projects? If they love you so much, go find you one down there. No, they know it's a quick lick. A quick lick. If they love you so much, why don't they go ahead and go to the universities and get their fathers to befriend you and pay your tuition if they love you so much? No, they come to you to get. You're the get guy who they can get it from. Reading that book when I was like, wow, it's customary. So that if that was a playbook back then, looking at now, are we surprised? And some of the black men, you really think you're doing something, you in charge, a status symbol. You got a symbol, all right, of being played. It's customary to get a white person in charge of that money. Reading that just blew my mind. That's how they've been thinking, even in relationships. If it's a business relationship, get somebody over there. And that person got some money, get over there. It's nothing new. They've been saying, oh, when they get some money. I heard that some guy with the Dallas Cowboys, and I was like, like a teenager, it's like, oh yeah, they sick them on. They know how to sick them on them. Okay, whatever. All right, but yeah. So this is the playbook. No one is setting their daughters up for poverty. D. Only the black community. Oh, I gotta make do with it. At least you got your man. Nobody is when that kind of talk is setting you up for failure. So it's a new day in town, ladies. You get busy with work and all that, and you see what's in the community and the culture of the community. For you to do struggle up, that's the norm. It's 2022, darling. It has to be about you. So yeah, white mama stating advice, and I thought about that. I said, look how it turned out. I thought about when it went bad for me, white mama's advice to her son was give her everything. Give her all the money you want, all the money you have to make sure that she's secure. And I hate to say this, even in my own family, no disrespect, and I'm a black woman, even in my own family, you ain't gonna never hear those words from a black woman. Love them. I'm just gonna be honest with you. You're not gonna ever hear those words because the group is so trodden. And even though we have middle class growing up and all that, that's fine. We still have an issue where we're afraid a lot of times, and this is in all groups, but a lot of times we're afraid that someone's going to have more. And sometimes, I hate to say it, some mothers don't want to see their daughters have more. In general, that happens across the board in all races. This same woman, she didn't say, "Oh, really? Well, she has a little of her money. What's going on now?" She didn't say, "Well, you need to go ahead and tell her that she needs to go ahead and get her a job or go make some." No, 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 no. She told her son what to do. Y'all been together for how long? Married? Oh, just give her everything. Give it all to her. You remember you got this going on? Give it all to her. Again, in my family, no one would ever tell their son that. If something would have happened, you're like, oh, maybe this might have gone wrong. You might need to do this, or you want to do this here. This is going to take X amount of dollars, and then you're kind of concerned. And even though you have a provider, you're still independent. Even being in black women, we gotta do things differently. Even being separated, even being divorced, if something goes down, I hate to say it, I can only talk through my experience. These other people they're acting differently. They're responding differently. The men are responding differently. You're in a jam, they're there. Something happened and I was joking. I said, oh, just joking. I said, I would call my ex-husband, gonna fire you. I said, call him to help you. But see, she's got ex Tyrone. And I said, I sure as heck would. I said, call him, he can help. And she had a financial issue. She said, girl, I can't. I said, I sure would. She said, you would. I said, I sure would. I said, girl, if it were me, I would call my ex-husband. If he didn't help me, I would call his mother and let her know. Why? And I was, I would have to because I know the answer. So what's the point? They take care of their women. They will take care of their women. Let something go wrong. It's totally different. And I'm not speaking for the dust buckets because the dust buckets come in all colors. But I'm saying men that are stand-up men. But with the dominant society, you can, ladies, I think you can find it. At least give it a shot. And don't get no serial killer. Please, I don't want you on the screen. We gotta do things differently. We have to do things differently. So yeah. People are raised differently, different cultures, different things. I'm not saying every white man is at hell, no, because I don't know every white man, but I'm just saying experiences, information, knowledge. When things go down for black women, I'm sorry to say, I doubt you're going to have black mama going, oh, well, son, do all you can to help her. Hey, you've got this money from that deal that you made. You know what? Maybe they made a family deal, a couple $100,000. Give it to her. You're not going to have that. A lot of times, Black Queen Mama, she wants to keep her son to herself. And she struggled. And I hate to say it, we really don't want to see the other ones have it easier. The jealousy is there. So, white mama's dating advice. She didn't say get down with the struggle of, that's the best you can do, girl. She gave her a plan. Life is business. She gave her a plan. Life is business. And that's the business plan. And she listened. And she did it. Millionaire girl. And they have assets together. I just did a Patreon. Yeah. The video on Patreon I just posted yesterday on the 8th or so. Yeah, no, they have assets together. Kids in the best schools. Hmm. Multiple homes. Hmm. So it's something to think about. Something to think about. Don't think you deserve less. Mm-mm. In the BC, we're taught differently. It's 2022. Ladies, it has to be about you. What worked yesterday and a lot of things that we're taught or information, this information is old and antiquated. It's not working. Look around. Too many of us in poverty. Speaking collectively, too many of us are in bad neighborhoods. We're sacrificing for everybody but us. So sometimes it's a good thing to listen. Listen to other people, observe, and see, hey, maybe how that information might be inspiring for you. So I'm not saying to go through your job and go through the records. And I'm not advising that. I'm just saying what she told you. But I hope you get the message. She strategized. Strategize. Tristan Thompson, what's going on with you and that new baby mama? Boo, boo. It's all strategy. And they didn't just come up with this last week. Strategy. So, ladies, and especially to the black women, we have to look at things differently. Life is business. See yourself as a business, as a corporation. You have a business, you can let just anybody up in there that wants to come in. Oh, hey, let me in. No, 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 no. We need to make sure we can qualify you and see what you can bring to the table. That's a question that women should ask, not men. Women should ask. Men are supposed to be builders, supposed to be leaders. They're supposed to be providers. That's what they're supposed to be. That's what they're designed to be. Low performing men, they can't understand that. They cannot inculcate that, so they can't act on it. So, yeah. So, this here, the whole point of the video is she strategized. She strategized. And it worked out well for her. She was, oh, don't guarantee love. Yeah, so many women sitting up here hollering about how she was in love, and as she packed up her box and her sofa on her own to that homeless shelter, or to go stay with her mama or her cousin or somebody else, as she gets evicted. So much for that love. I mean, them got so much for that love, and they have an EBT card in their purse. Not knocking it, but think they have an EBT card in their purse. Why? Because they have children by low performing men, and he can't even afford to feed them. Are you serious? You can't afford to feed a child? If he could, then he would be doing the right thing, and she wouldn't need it. So much for love. You know what a love starts, ladies? Love yourself, because you have to love you first. The love starts with you. That's where it starts. So life is business. Strategize. Use not just common sense, your critical thinking skills. Love yourself. Love you. Do what is best for you. And I'm out, boos. Thanks for listening. Feel free to comment, like, subscribe, and share. Take care.